What's up, homies? So Terry has been out about a week now. I'm really enjoying the character and I want to come through with a few tips that I've been using to get the most out of some common situations and squeeze a little bit more damage out of my combos so far. This should be beginner-friendly tech, nothing too crazy, just some stuff to help you get a little bit more damage out of the character if you've been struggling to get started. Let's get into it. Let's talk about crack shoot anti-air interactions. One super easy thing you want to be doing to get some extra damage out of Terry is making sure you confirm off a crack shoot airborne hits. This is something that happens to me quite a bit, and I've been using it as a way to get extra damage from these interactions. When you hit an airborne opponent with crack shoot, you can get a DP or even a level 1 conversion. So try to get used to reacting to these interactions and converting for some easy damage. Keep in mind, crack shoot is not a good anti-air option. This is something that just happens to happen where you clip someone with your crack shoot as they jump. I would not recommend using this to anti-air whatsoever. The next thing I want to touch on is making sure that you're generating knockdowns. Creating knockdowns can be extremely valuable, especially when you're going against characters that don't have good wake-up reversal options. Here's an example of an easy meaty setup you can get from the medium knuckle knockdown. You can use a crouch medium punch to auto time a meaty crouch medium punch. This is a really good option to use when you're going against an opponent who refuses to respect your wake-up options. Knockdowns can force your opponent into a lot of 50-50 situations, and Terry has some really good Oki options once he gets a knockdown. One thing to be mindful of is that Terry's sweep is probably one of the worst in the game, and I don't recommend relying on it to generate knockdowns if you can avoid it. Alright, let's talk about medium and heavy burn knuckle spacing. So one tip you can use to space out medium knuckle is micro walking back after a tech grab. If you can get this micro walk down, you'll be able to guarantee yourself a plus on block medium burn knuckle. Be careful with this because if you walk back too far it can whiff, and if you start to abuse this your opponent can DI, so mix this in where you can. The next thing I want to touch on is using the camera zoom to space out your heavy knuckles. This takes some practice and there are a lot of moving parts, but it's something to take note of when working on your knuckle spacing. If you notice, the camera starts to zoom out slightly when you get a certain distance from your opponent. Coincidentally, this also happens to be the sweet spot for a plus heavy burn knuckle. So play around with this when spacing out your burn knuckles because this can help immensely. Okay, I'm sure you've seen this everywhere, but I have to touch on this because it's one of my favorite things that Terry has in his kit. But off of counter hit, stand medium kit can be confirmed into level 1 for a ton of easy damage. This is something you're already going to be fishing for, so you really want to get familiar with this confirmed because not only is it a lot of damage, but it's extremely satisfying. So take advantage of this while you can. Let's talk about quick burn or light burn knuckle. This is a really good pressure tool. This move is +2 on hit and leaves you in throw range, so this means you get strike throw mix up off of a hit. The second hit of this move is also an overhead, which makes it even more annoying for your opponents to deal with. Keep in mind this move is -5 on block, so you don't want to be building your entire offense around it, but it's a great option to use when you're trying to open your opponent up. And just like medium and heavy burn knuckle, you can also space this move out to be a little safer on block. So Terry's combos are a little bit different from the other characters in Street Fighter 6, specifically when it comes to optimizing and cashing out meter. With Terry, you're going to get a lot more mileage out of spinning meter on his OD moves than extending combos using drive rush cancels. You'll also want to get used to using his level 2 as it does far more damage than his level 3. In this example, I introduce a couple ways you can spin meter by taking advantage of the juggle state his OD moves create. Terry's combos have a lot of flexibility, so try to experiment and come up with the routes that work best for your playstyle. Alright, that's all I got for right now. If this video helped you at all, make sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to stop by the stream. It's chill and everybody is welcome, so pull up. Peace.